Paul Ogletree back here with you, CountryLine TV, CMA Fest 2025, and we are here with James Maslow. Thank you so much for being here, James.
Thank you, brother. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, man. So CMA Fest.
Just a great mustache. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to do it on camera, but I'm enamored.
I'm
so
it's
impressed.
a responsibility, man. It's like having a pet. You got to feed it twice a day.
And I feel like you actually probably literally pet it. You comb it, clearly. Do you straighten that thing?
No, you treat it just like regular hair, though, right? You shampoo it, you comb it,
I'm not
take it for walks.
You got waves up here, no waves down there. I think he straightens it, but I'm not judging. I'm just impressed.
Hey, if there's a hair sponsorship out there, I'd
so
be
what
happy.
did you want to talk about?
Yeah, anyway, I wanted to talk about my mustache. So this is great.
We're on the same page then, pal. This is great.
It works out. So CMA Fest, a lot going on, right?
Yes.
But you're kind of used to this. You got a lot going on in general here, 2025, Nashville, and beyond.
I keep a lot going on.
That's
the God's honest truth.
Idle hands, right? So you just recently got engaged, and you're about to go out on tour. You got a ton of stuff filming, your music, everything, dude.
Yeah, I'm blessed that for almost 2 decades now I've been making an amazing living, making music, touring, filming, TV, movie. So in a quick nutshell, yes, just got engaged.
Congrats.
Caitlin, my fiance, was just with me, but after like the 16th interview, she said, I'm going to go home and hang out with the dog. She's on the couch now.
Good for
her.
Jealous. Yeah.
But we've been living in Nashville for about 1.5 years. This is home base. We want to start a family here. We love it here. That has inspired me to be writing more music than I have since I started writing music. Truthfully, I've been more inspired than I have been in like 15 years. And so, some of that's for Big Time Rush. And of course, we got a world tour coming up in real life. We start in about a month, top of July. Go throughout the U.S., whole U.S. this summer, and then U.K., Europe, and beyond. Yes, I know it's not announced, but there is a beyond.
Oh, wow. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
But circuitous route to get to.
And then you said you've been more inspired now in the past, you said 18 months or so, 2 years?
About.
Where is that coming from? Where do you think that is?
It's coming being in Nashville. It's the writers here love what they do, And look, I wrote great songs in L.A., but it's a different environment,
Sure.
Like people want to start at 2 or 3, and a lot of times it gets into the evening time, and people are getting high and drinking, and it's like, that was appealing to me at a time in my life, but it no longer is. Here, people want to show up at 10 a.m., maybe 11, ready to go with ideas, with top lines, and everybody finishes products. Like, I've never had a writing session here, or maybe once or twice out of 100, where you don't have a finished song at the end.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean it's always a hit, doesn't mean it's perfect, but how do you improve something that's not done versus leaving with like vibes? And I just had too many sessions like that. I swear to God, you vibe for freaking 8 hours in the studio, and then you leave with like 7 hook ideas that don't go together and no lyrics. Like, I'm sorry, that's a dumb way to do it.
It was a great hang, but we didn't get anything out of it. So.
Yeah, don't have the same amount of time for just great hangs I used to. So.
Well, it's funny you mentioned it's Nashville, right? Because I mean, if it's one of the things, you're probably not going to find all of these, dedicated completely into it actors in Nashville like you would in LA, right? And in LA, you're not going to find all these dedicated people that are 100% into music as you would in Nashville.
Sure,
So
and there's of course exceptions, but I think that's a good way to look at it,
Yeah.
Having said that, shout out Fourth Wall. There's a great acting school I go to here, a great community.
Very familiar.
And I got to say, I was so impressed. Some of them, actually came from LA, so that's part of it. A lot of them are working actors. But I wouldn't say this is the hub for acting.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Whereas LA or even Atlanta these days. But I love that it exists here, I love that is the other side of my life and my world, and it exists here. So I get a little more music, but I still get acting here.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So, I mean, the spillover, right, from New York, from LA into Nashville is creating a ton of just art here. So you're right, the energy that is here, the actual kind of attitude of people here, that this is a job, this is a place, this is we are creating every day. Is it a hit every day? No, but we're getting through it, we're doing the work, we're churning the wheels to make the product.
For sure. And I've had people be like, well, I want to do this because it's fun. And so you just saying this is a job. You know where it becomes fun to me? So when you treat it like a job, and then you actually have tangible things that might actually make you money and pay your bills, and then it is your job, right? A job is something that you can do sustainably to take care of your family. So have fun with it, but if you never finish anything, you're not working with people that are business-minded,
right?
Then it can't be your job very long. Then you're waiting tables, and that's your hobby. Whereas here, it is a job, and that's actually inspiring.
Yeah.
hobbies can turn into jobs. Jobs can't turn into hobbies. I feel like it's the best way to look at it.
I like that.
Somebody write this down.
Wow.
Right.
You know what?
There it is. There's the inspiration of Nashville.
That's all we need is that clip right there. First part, 6-7 minutes about the mustache, and then that little nugget of information, and you've got what you need.
Okay, so I want to ask a couple more. You got all these projects coming up, right, or going on, all
bit of
this,
both.
right? Yeah, so you're doing the music videos, you're doing all this. When you get off the road, right, when it is your universe is giving you a rest day, or you get done at the gym, how do you just kind of unplug? Like, what does that look? What is a relaxing time look like for you?
Spending time with my fiance and my doggies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people ask me, like, what are your hobbies? And I am extremely slowly getting my pilot's license.
Okay.
And eventually I want to be able to take a few months and finish that up and actually practice. People ask me if I golf. I'm like, I love the idea of it. Really do. Haven't had the time to even buy a set of golf clubs yet, but, you know, hard yes for the future. But right now I'm doing what I love for a living.
Sure.
And I'm making my dreams happen, from film, TV, music. So my downtime is truly spending time with my girls.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. We ask people that, and they're like, well, I don't have downtime. Like, I don't know what to do. And there's some times where you're kind of like, I got to be working. But there's other times, like you're saying, when the universe is like, sit down for a second.
Yeah. And I'm starting to learn in my ripe age of 34. But I'm not kidding about that. This is almost 20 years into doing this professionally.
Yeah.
I am still learning to take time for myself. Just downtime, just a process. So I'm about to go into a major rehearsal for the In Real Life tour. And I have 2 days that I just told my team, put on my calendar, nothing.
Yeah.
And I want to go hiking. Like, I want to go out into nature, reconnect. I want to leave my phone. So I don't do this too often, but I'm learning that that's so important, because you can only be effective with working all this much if you can actually be efficient and actually be effective, should I say, right?
Yeah.
So, man, just working for the sake of working, which I used to do all the time, does very little good, versus that focused, inspired, ready to rumble working. I'm trying to have more of that, which means I need some downtime in between, you know?
Well, we talked to a lot of artists, and they're always like, yeah, I was working, 21 days straight, and sometimes you got to do it because you're on tour or whatever. They're like, I was like, I'm going to do this every day, I'm going to do this. And they're like, the work that I was putting in was good work, but the product was awful just because I was just doing it. Like, I was never finding inspiration. It was great to do it, but the product was not there.
Well, that's exactly right, man. If you just write, every day for a year, at some point, what are you writing about? Because what experiences have you had outside of the studio? So it's important that no matter what you do, not just for artists, it's important to go out and just do things, just have experiences, travel, try a new restaurant, make new friends, like the stuff that you so naturally do when you're a kid. We can't forget to do when we're adults.
100%. Look at that. Gosh.
There's a nugget. We got each one now.
I feel like I'm a motivational podcast right now. I'm ready to do a cold plunge, meditate.
You got the cold plunge at the house?
Do you have
come on
over. I was going to ask.
Sauna, cold plunge, we do.
Yeah, you got the
at
hot,
gym,
the cold.
wouldn't be complete.
At the gym, the sauna, the cold plunge.
And I'm not going to lie, I do the sauna before the cold plunge, because it's there. Because it's there, guys. I don't want to hear about the science about what's better. If you do it at all, it's better than not doing it. That's all I got for you, okay? So I go hot, get nice and hot, then I go cold.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
The closest I've come to a cold plunge is just getting in the shower too quick before the water heats up. But I do feel good when that happens.
Hey,
so,
I'm sure there's some science somewhere that supports that being pretty darn good for you.
And I live in an old house in Nashville and doesn't have great insulation, so sometimes during the winter it's like getting out of bed is a cold plunge.
There you go.
So it works out.
He lives in a state of cold plunge. You should probably look into that, though. I'm not sure that's entirely healthy.
The insulation in the house?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Get a sweatshirt.
It'll
be good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You can always put more layers
right?
on. Yeah. It's fine. It helps the mustache.
Can't take more layers off. Isn't the argument for cold?
I would much rather be, if you were going to go down this road, I would much rather be hot than cold. I can't stand to be cold. Miserable.
I don't know. I'm schwitzing right now. It's warm in this room.
Yeah, well, that's a hot spotlight, baby.
It is.
You got to bleed for
but
your
you know
art.
what? I think I agree. If I'm going to pick one or the other, because I'm a beach guy at heart. You know what I mean? Like, I can just pop the top and be good about it. Don't think about it. Don't be undressing me with your eyes right now. I know what you're doing.
Let the gym activities show there. So
right? You work hard for it.
What else are you doing it for? Right?
I'm not competing as a bodybuilder.
No.
I'm not doing manual labor.
No.
I'm just doing this to look good.
To look good, right?
There's some truth to that.
Yeah. Pride coming before the ball, vanity, all this, whatever. But
oh, God. They've been telling us to stop this interview for like 5 minutes. So sorry.
All right, last thing before we go. Where can people find you on the internet? Where are you
James Maslow. Instagram is where I post mostly, but it's all over. About to do a YouTube channel with my fiance, Adventures of James and Caitlin. We already filmed a bunch of stuff from Europe and behind the scenes music videos. So actually, that's a new one that will be coming out in the next couple weeks. So.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. James Maslow with us here on CountryLine TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.